Hi David. So this is the attachment to your writing contest for your event on the 27th of October. Remember who you are. And I have mostly described already my own awakening in the attached email. Why I'm doing this video is also because mostly it's much more powerful when we're thinking in images, which we know can be manipulated, especially video feedback, or not video feedback, but more like the video and TV itself, as you know. So where to start? I could talk like you 12 hours about the effects and what the normal mirror does to people, but what the core actually message is, what happened to me was that I disidentified through covering up my mirrors in December 2000 here in Mexico. I disidentified from this non-existent negative mirror image, which I later realized keeps the illusion of a separate self alive, which is the main core problem which causes all the suffering in the world. This, as Albert Einstein calls this, the ego is like the optical illusion of consciousness. Here on the side, I'm sitting here in front of a true mirror. That means it's a three-dimensional non-reversed mirror, which is actually made out of two illusion mirrors, two illusions to enlightenment, that creates here in the middle that correct image where you can see that you can actually read the book. So I can actually correctly read my face, right? But here on the side we have a normal mirror. I know it's a little bit disturbing. I have this light in front of the camera, but I think I get the point over it. So the identification with that image here is the main problem. Like you said in, I don't know what book that is from, but The Human Condition. Combing the mirror. Here we go. How can we change a reflection unless we change what is being reflected? The answer is not out there, but in here. Here we go. So what the main problem is, what I discovered, I had been all my life identified with this false mirror image. So people think that's not a big deal. It's just a reversed image. They don't even think about it, what that actually means. But look at here. Here you can actually see there's a false self, which only you see in your mind. No one else sees this image, and it is reversed, meaning you cannot see. Can you read that you're infinite love? No. And actually also your, as I said, your right brain reads images. So it cannot really read your face. It doesn't even make any sense. So you are actually reacting to an image that doesn't exist, only in your mind, which is the left brain, of course, because the, well, did I just contradict myself? Well, the left brain is, for me, is the logical thinking mind, and the right brain thinks in images. Okay, so let's get that straight. And now, what actually happens is that now, after what happened to me, my whole life changed, and today I know that I don't have a life. I am life. There is not me and life, and there is not a me at all anyway. Well, also with this true mirror, I don't want to give people a new image, because we know we are not an image, because what we are looking for is looking, so you can never find yourself, because that is looking. So, but what we want to do is, what the transformation of human consciousness is, like you said, is actually remembering that we are consciousness, but expressing this consciousness in this physical form. So if you and of course that implies consciousness is being, and being is unconditional love, is infinite love, like you said. Everything else is illusion. But to realize it, to implement it, to be it, to live it, one has to experience that for oneself. Well, we can talk about it. Look, all these masters talk about it, and nothing has happened. People are still identified with the mirror image, meaning with, oh, I am this body, I am this person, I am my story. This is the main religion here on earth, is my personal story. So people don't even know anything else, right? That is it for them. That was for me the same. I was like a normal German woman, a secretary living in Germany. I had everything, every material things one can imagine, and I still wasn't happy, and I couldn't figure out why. And the realization through my experience in December 2000 explained everything to me. Well, everyone, of course, I know now. Yes, we are one consciousness. Yes, we are one being. But oneness does not mean sameness. We're not all the same. So everyone has their own experiences, their own realizations. And how they happen is for everyone different. I know that too. And what people actually, I've done, I've showed the true mirror to lots of people in the last years. I only discovered it in 2006. John Walter from New York makes these mirrors, these true mirrors, these three-dimensional, non-reversed mirrors. And I've taken them to some events, like Halloween parties or whatever, and had people sign like little comment sheets. And it was just amazing what happens. Like, of course, everyone is different, and what you get out of it, it depends on you. It depends on how much are you identified with your mirror image. What is your state of consciousness? Are you identified just with the person? Or do you even ask the question, who am I? So, and as you can see here, what I want to demonstrate too, and I show this to people, here I have the mirror image. Well, I covered up the camera name, but you can still see on the book that you can't read the book. Well, this is the image what we always see. And then there is this image, what other people see. And you can actually read the impersonal life. So now, are there two of me? No, one is false. This is a false. But I don't even know her. Normally, people don't know this one. Well, what I also discovered, because I was researching what happened to me when I disidentified from that mirror image, it took really like years also to function in this world again, which still is here, right? But it's not here and it's here. But so what I discovered is that with the normal mirror, think about that. The normal mirror, you're actually looking inside out. That means this is right, the right side for me, and the left side. But I can never look into my eyes in this normal mirror, because we don't communicate like that, right? We communicate, here we go. This is my right eye. It appears here to be on the left. This is my left eye. It appears to be on the right. So I discovered like the true mirror. You're stepping outside of yourself and you're looking at yourself. Meaning you're looking outside in. Meaning I can give myself feedback. I am my own best master. I can look inside these eyes. And at the same time, I'm looking out and in. So knowing this is just an image. While people first are startled because they are so identified with an image, in this case the backwards image. So all of a sudden their features are all upside down and backwards, and I raise my right hand and it's on the left, and vice versa. So at first they're like, oh, did I see actually, oh, what's happening to my shoulders? They're like crooked and my face is crooked, and some people say, oh my God. what do I look like? But after a while, um, if you use a true mirror as a tool of self-exploration, self-discovery, then it has a different intention. Well, most people really get it right away. They say, wow, I look beautiful. I'm looking alive. I can see the being inside of me. See, what I also discovered is, because when I'm looking inside out, then that's what happened to humanity. Then I am getting hypnotized by the image in front of me, and as I said, the mirrors are everywhere, and what will happen is that I'm hypnotized and believing in a separate self, meaning then I'm in a state of fear because I think that there's the person in the mirror, me, and they are the others. So I cannot see the oneness anymore. I cannot see I am all that is. So, this is not, as you know, and as you said, it's not a matter of understanding, because the mind, like you said too, in your infinite love is the only truth. The mind thinks, but the consciousness knows. So I think what happened to me, which is no me, is that consciousness became conscious of itself as this person. But see, I'm still here. I'm still seemingly a person called Angelika or whatever. But I know I am who I know I am. So I am that I am. And not, but these are all words, right? And they have been misused, like this is now the new concept, even making consciousness into a concept. So, but I think the beauty of this discovery is that there is a practical tool that people can use to inquire, who am I, by looking into this true mirror in terms of now. I found out that, like you said, also download on your reality. The problem is that this world is dominated by the left brain, the masculine, logical, linear thinking brain. And we have, like the Illuminati, have deliberately shut off and try to suppress the right brain, as you also described. And I discovered that too by seeing that what has to happen is, of course, that the connection, like you said, has to be made again. This true mirror and also video feedback connects your two brains again. And I found out that the normal mirror image, it's not the mirror, of course, it's the mind that thinks itself separate. The left brain thinking mind thinks itself separate from the right brain, its own self. It's like the right hand, which you see on the left, suppressing the left hand is suppressing the right hand. The right hand is suppressing the left hand. The left brain is suppressing the right brain. So what is needed is true perception and balance of polarities, knowing that I am both. I am not a woman only, or I'm not a woman at all anyway, but I'm not male and female. I'm both. So, but again, it's a matter of experiencing, seeing that for yourself, inquiring for yourself, and the true mirror and also the video feedback does that. Well, I got my... Okay, I want to go back a little bit again in terms of... So, the true mirror connects the two brains again. Second, what I found out, because I researched what is the effect of the brains on my negative mirror image. I researched anyway, because I didn't know what happened to me. So this is my left side, which you see on the right. What I tell people when they look into the true mirror, this side, my left side, is controlled by my right brain, which is feminine, creative, intuitive. Thinks in images, feelings, emotions, all are reflected in this side. Here is my masculine side. It's my right body side, but it's controlled by my left brain, so it appears here in the true mirror on the left side. And remember, this is how we communicate. When I look at someone, I say, "Hi, my name is Angelika. Look, this is my right hand, but it goes to the left." So, of course, because, as we know, the right brain controls the left side, vice versa, the right side. Now, so I can actually get feedback by looking into the true mirror that this side, what's going on inside of this, the relative state of my relative consciousness inside of me is reflected in my whole world, in my life, in this face. So some people see, hey, I look tired, or I'm sad, or this face looks sad. And then, I let them go deeper. Because what you see and what you feel does not match. Because people, what I also find out, get this, the normal mirror, what happens is we put our children in front of the normal mirror and say, "Hey, look here, that is you, that's little David, or little Betsy, or whatever." And it doesn't make any sense. We know something is not right. So what I found out, it's an offending image for the right brain. And we are forced to look at it everywhere, right? So what happens is, the right brain acts exactly like it has an accident, because after a while, it is so offending that it says, "What the fuck? What is this?" And it does. What happens in an accident? You go into shock first to protect the organism, and then you go numb. And that has happened to humanity. That is the simple tool that the Illuminati use to keep. It's so simple. And so people think, "Oh, you're crazy." Just give them a mirror, and they get hypnotized by it and think, "Oh, this is me." Right? And that's what I mean. Then it keeps the illusion of the sacred self alive, and you can be controlled. You're in fear. So it goes first into shock, and then it goes numb. And that means you cannot see the oneness anymore. You stop feeling because you're in fear. So you don't want to feel unpleasant feelings. So you suppress everything. And you've forgotten who you are. You think there's this image, this person, your looks. You're looking for love outside. And while you often describe that, this is the whole control system, right? If you don't remember, hey, I'm not an image. I am consciousness animating this body, right? So this is one tool to do it. Again, it's when by the way, I found this. This is very cool. Get this. Let's see how I can do that. It doesn't shine through. I found this years ago. Nazism. See, this happens. That's what happens. I don't know whether you can read this in the camera. I have to see. Yeah, here. Every day around the world, thousands of children are born. They will grow up suffering from the same disease. Please think of the children. Help us find a cure. I found the cure. They're talking about Nazism has been afflicted human beings for millennia, trapping them in an endless hall of self-reflective mirrors. But it doesn't have to do this way. So it says the Black Ribbon Campaign to fight against ego everywhere. Well, as we know, we don't have to fight the ego, because You don't need to fight the Illuminati. You don't need to fight, and the ego. It's an illusion, right? So, but the realization of illusion is illusion, does it? So, not giving, not combing the mirror anymore, right? Not giving this image reality by believing in it as truth. And well, I'm using this mirror only. I don't need it anymore. I don't need mirrors. You don't need any mirrors to give you a sense of self. You don't need anything to give you an identity of anything, because if you are all that is, you are all that is, you are consciousness, what do you want to identify with? You are all that is. So you're asking the other topics of your writing context is what do you see happens after 2012? Well, as I described also in my email about my awakening, I had before when I was still identified with that image, I had no clue of nothing. I didn't even know what ego meant. I didn't even know 2012, excuse me. I didn't read any spiritual books. I didn't know anything. So, you said you had the female voice in Brazil through the ayahuasca plant gave you these insights. Well, as I said, everyone is different, gets different insights. But you said too, it is not that some voices talking or something. It's like one cannot describe it. So the insight that I saw, as far as first of all, when I covered up my mirrors, was, wow, this for once and all, this feeling of fear in the solar plexus disappeared. Whammo, it was gone, because the image was gone, right? I covered it up. So, and I realized, I literally said to the covered up mirror, I said, you motherfucker, what have you done to me all my life? Because I saw that it was me, right? It wasn't, I saw I am love. Many people thought I got crazy because I covered up all the mirrors everywhere, and I didn't look in mirrors for years, right? So, but what I want to go back to, so what I also had one insight was, I said to my French-Canadian friend who initiated that awakening, I said, all is love, and well, it was maybe it was a female energy too, and there was this understanding, and I said to him, I didn't know anything about it, and I said, 2012, there's a shift in human consciousness. This is the second part of my video for David Icke's writing contest for his event in the Wembley Arena in London on the October 27th. Remember who you are. I just got interrupted. My camera just shut off because my chip was full, and I don't even know whether I can upload to YouTube the first part, and I hope I can. So where I left off was another topic. Something is blinking. Okay, another topic was what I predict, or what I predict what happens after the 21st of December 2012. Well, as I said, the insight came to me, as I said, also through I think it was a female. I don't know. I cannot put it into words really, but I try. It wasn't conveyed through words. The same as it wasn't conveyed through words really, as I understand in your book, David, this female voice in Brazil, when she said, you are infinite love and everything else is illusion. So what I saw is, as I said, I didn't even know what the date 2012 meant, or the end of the Mayan calendar for that matter. So what I saw was conveyed for me was that this voice said, "Your love," and yes, there will be a shift in consciousness of humanity to actually the fifth dimension, and everyone who is in the vibration of love will go through their shift. Not everyone, those who not desiring this transition and want to remain in the third density earth, they will remain here. Now we have to understand what that actually means is, yes, there is a critical mass. If that is reached, the 100 monkeys syndrome, then when one member of a species does something different and the critical mass is reached, it will go over to the rest of us. But now, relatively speaking, if we think with the linear thinking mind, there is future and time. So, but imagine instead of a circle, it's a spiral. On each point of the spiral is an earth. The earth. This is the multidimensionality, or as we know, all dimensions exist at the same time. So what will happen is that that we are jumping to the next earth reality on the spiral, occupying the same space, but it's a different time continuum. So that is what I mean in terms of people are not desiring, still in a state of fear. They want to remain here in this playground, in this third density world. They will stay here because, as we know, there are infinite possibilities how consciousness can express and wants to express itself on whatever planet, whatever form. So we cannot even imagine. So let us see that there is no future event like in December. The shift can happen, or maybe already happened now to some people, and we are helping others to make that transition, maybe like a midwife helping the new earth to be born or something like that. So, but we cannot even, the beauty of it, we cannot even imagine. It's like the caterpillar cannot imagine how it will be to be a butterfly. How can we predict that? But so what I see is what I saw when I had my shift in consciousness. Again, seemingly it's past, but there's no time, right? So what I saw is that that now I'm still in the same third density world, it seems like, but the fourth and the fifth and all the other dimensions are nothing else than seeing this dimension we are in with different eyes. And I see this world now with different eyes. Well, I have moved this body to a different location that actually reflects now more who and what I really am, unconditional love. And I found the paradise, the lost paradise here on earth for me, in this little Mexican fishing village. We have only electricity since 2001. I still, as I said, don't have electricity here in my house. I have gas, I have solar panels, and I'm away from everyone. You can see the crickets in the background. It's really hot right now. The rainy season is starting. It's like absolutely, my house is called Casa del Cielo. It's the house of the heaven. And maybe I can show you a little bit. As I said, the crickets are really loud. This is here my view. We have hanging beds. This is my garden, and I can see here to the beach. Let me go outside. I'm looking down onto the mirror world and out down onto the village and I can go a little bit closer. This is the main beach. As I said, it's rainy season, so I just got a new roof, a new palapa roof. My last 13 years or 12 years since I'm here. And the other mirror world where you fly to is all the way on the horizon. This town called Puerto Vallarta. Here's my pineapple in my garden. And so I'm living here actually literally with in the middle of the jungle with all the animals. I have no close by neighbors. I have a little palapa bathroom house. Now I accidentally pushed the off button. Well, it's like the DNA, isn't it? You know, or the program. 0 or 1, on or off. Was that a coincidence? Well, there are no coincidences. So I don't even know whether I can submit 3 parts, but I will try. Whatever. Hey David, I still have to explain. It's too long. I still have to explain to you what before I found the true mirror, I gave the people the true identity back through the so-called video with the difference, which also connects the two brain hemispheres. And what was important about that, I call it video feedback, is that the people have to be alone for 10 minutes and talking to the camera and record it and watch it, and because it's very important that no one sees this, otherwise the ego would be involved again and you're playing a role. But this video feedback is the most powerful tool, so we are our own best master. And then of course I also had no time to go into the third or the first method or tool or whatever you want to call it, to help to realize one's true identity, which actually my own initial awakening was initiated through that. It sounds like weird and strange, but it was like a white dot in the mirror that my French Canadian friend showed me, that actually initiated the first glimpse of awakening on the 15th of December 2000. I had a house here in town with a big mirror, and maybe I will explain or talk about it in my email. I haven't finished it yet. But these 3 tools, the white dot in the mirror, the video with the difference, and the true non-reverse 3-dimensional mirror are excellent tools. You have the facts. You have pointed out for 20 years the manipulation and the control system, how the people get manipulated. Well, but how, as we know now anyway, is because we have forgotten who we are. And as I said, it was so easy for the Illuminati. Who would have thought? No one thinks about it. Just give them a mirror. They get hypnotized, believing in a separate self, forget who they are, get cut off from their feelings, from themselves, and are looking desperately outside in their own reflection for themselves. So can you imagine what also will happen? What I can see is, like, if everyone would have like would look in the true mirror, maybe at your event, I don't even know whether that's not possible, but maybe when they enter or something, I just had the idea, everyone looks briefly in the true, can look in the true mirror who wants to, when they enter. I don't know what, but if you have like 5, 7, 10,000 people, I don't know how that works, but I can see a big laugh going on when people realize that they have put their energy all their life into this illusory image that they thought were themselves. So anyway, I hope to see you and and actually I would love to. I wanted for years now to get in contact with you and tell you about it. One has to really experience for oneself. So whether I win the contest or not, I will manifest somehow anyway to fly to London. I'm going to return to Florida in a few weeks and go back here in November, and maybe I can fly from Tampa, Florida to London. That would be great, and I hope to see you there. Bye.